So you're thinking about moving to Memphis. One of the first questions that I guess everybody has is, can I afford it? In this video, I'm going to break down the real cost of living in Memphis, including home prices, rent, groceries, utilities, gas, with real sources and data so you can make an informed decision. Welcome if this is the first time to my channel, and for those returning, welcome back. I'm Sal Benavides, your Memphis and North Mississippi real estate agent. I've been helping families and individuals like yourself have a smoother move to Memphis. All right, with that said, let's get into it. Let's go ahead and start with the housing market. All right, so let's look at what homes have sold within the last 3 months. So here we've got our parameters at sold. Price, I didn't really put a price. Let's just look at everything in the market. And home types, we're only looking at houses. And then I put here 90 days, which is 3 months. So let's go ahead and start here in downtown Memphis. And let's see what kind of prices we see that have sold in the last 3 months. So let's go here into Harbortown, which Harbortown it's a pretty pricey area. And it's also really nice. So let's look at here at some houses here. All right, so this one is 3 beds, 3 baths, and sold 70 days ago. All right, let's look at this one here. See if we can find any pictures. So this one is 3 beds, 3 baths, 207,500. So this one, I think this one looks like they did either new construction or a fully remodel, because the driveway here looks new. And yes, this is completely decked out. And this looks like virtually staged, but kind of so you can have an idea of what the house might look like with furnishings and stuff. So not too bad, 207,500 for this one. This one at 515. Again, this is in Harbortown, which is a very nice area here, right by the river. 3 beds, 3 baths. Very nice. So let's go ahead and zoom out and let's go into Cooper Young. Cooper Young is a very popular area, up and coming. There's a lot of new renovations there, new businesses, a lot of nightlife. So let's take a look here at Cooper Young and see what we can find. Let's do this one here. So this one sold for 367,500. So this is a 4 bed, 3 bath, almost 2,000 square feet. Very nice. And this is so you guys can see, kind of just have a feel for what you can buy for this amount of money and what area of town also. So not too bad. 329, 3 beds, 2 baths. Hardwood floors. Perhaps maybe some new painting there. And this is 2,169 square feet. Very nice house. I guess this is kind of like an upstairs type of, you could use it probably for a game room or something. Looks really nice. So this one sold for $240, 3 beds, 1 bath. Let's take a look at what this looks like. Hardwood floors. And maybe not so updated cabinets here. They kind of seem dated on this one. But overall, looks like a nice house. So if you can see some of the prices here that have sold in the 320s, 340s, some in the, I want to say 250s and upwards. You'll see some of these houses also 54K and stuff, but mostly these houses are houses that really need work and have sold mostly like for investors, like for remodeling the homes and stuff. All right, so let's zoom out of Cooper Young here and let's start going into, let me see here. Let's go into East Memphis. 465, 4 beds, 3 baths. This probably doesn't have any pictures. Doesn't seem like it, nope. Let's go and look at something else. So 342,000, 3 beds, 2 bath, 1,699. I'm sorry, 1,696 square feet. And we don't have any pictures on this one, but let's go ahead and go back. Let's see what else we can find here in this East Memphis. 307. So this one is, it's sold for $395. Let's look at some pics here. 3 beds, 2 bath, 1,130 square feet. Ooh, I like this. Very nice. Seems it has like a big yard. So this area here, if you're seeing the prices here, it's pretty pricier there in the 730s, 500s, 890. Let's look at this one. Yeah, this one's nice. 4 beds, 5 bath, 4,012 square feet. Although we don't have any pictures on this one. Very nice house. Let's go over to Fraser and see what we can find in Fraser here. Here you're gonna find homes a little bit on the cheaper side. 149. Let's look at this one. I don't think there's any pictures on that. This one sold for 196, and I think this looks like new construction if I'm not mistaken here. 4 beds, 2 baths. Overall, a really nice house. Look at the price, 196, 600. Not bad at all. So here, if you look at some prices here, the 126, 140s, 130s, 128. This is kind of what you'll find in Fraser. So let's move out of there. Let's look at, let me see here. Let's look at Cordova. Cordova is a really popular area also. So this one sold for $259. And probably not recently updated. Could use some work here on the floors. Looks like it has granite countertop, so that's a plus. Cabinets look okay. Could use some fresh paint. Comes with a pool there. So this one we don't have any pictures, but still look at this house. It's a 2,718 square feet, 3 beds, 3 baths, sold for $245. That's not bad at all. $365. Let me see. 4 beds, 4 baths. This is a very nice house. So this is kind of just so you guys can have a feel, like I said, for the type of houses you'll see in these areas, and also what you pay for them. So let's look at this one. 382, 4 beds, 3 baths, 2,500 square feet. And what I've been seeing more and more also, like the trends are of color. Like we're getting more color like on the cabinets and stuff, as before everything was like in the grays or whites or beige. And now we're seeing that trend kind of like start to go out, and we're seeing more color used, which I think it's nice. Yeah, so this is a nice house. Again, so you can see here some of the prices, anywhere like in the 140s, 225, 214, 245, 340, 232. So this is kind of like your average that you'll see here in Cordova. Let's move on to Bartlett. And let's see kind of like the trending prices here. 249, 204, 240, 235, 190, 170, 240, 295, 299, 200. So this one, 3 beds, 2 bath, 1,755 square feet. And again, I'm just going quickly over these houses. I just want you guys to have a feel to what these houses look like, what they have sold for. Let's click on some other ones here real quick. This one sold for $228. 3 beds, 2 baths. Not bad. This one sold for $390, 6 beds, 3 baths. So that's Bartlett there. Let's go into, let me see here. Let's go into Lakeland. Which in Lakeland also you'll start having also or seeing a trend of more pricier homes, which is also suburbs of Memphis. You'll see more like nicer homes there. So let's click on this here. 5 beds, 4 baths, 4,034 square feet, sold for $635,000. This one is the only picture, but as you can see, these are nice houses. Let's click on some of these here and see if we can find some more pictures. Sold for $495, 5 beds, 3 baths, 3,373 square feet. This one has a pool. And these areas here in Cordova, they're also really nice areas. I'm sorry, not Cordova, Lakeland. Cordova is the one we were watching, but this one is in Lakeland, and like really nice areas here. This one, I don't think it has any pictures, but still 5 beds, 5 baths, 530. Let's see this one. Sold for 583,900. Again, really nice houses. Look at the accents with the cedar beams, cedar fireplace. Nice spacious bathrooms. So yeah, if you notice that the prices here in Lakeland, they're gonna be your average $450 and up. So let's go into, let's go into Collierville, which is another really popular suburb of Memphis here. So let's kind of look at what these houses are averaging. 340, 415, 440, 428, 365, 300, 405, 530. And here you see like a little spot here, your $1 million homes here. So let's click on one of these here, see if we can find any pictures. Yeah, so this one is $1,084,000, 6 beds, 7 baths, 5,415 square feet. And here, this is, if you're looking at these pictures here, you'll see like a lot of attention to detail in these homes. Cedar beams, nice backyard patio here. So let's look at something cheaper. Let's do a 310. Let me see this one. 3 beds, 2 baths. 358 square feet. And let's see if we can find anything in Germantown. Germantown is also one of the nicest suburbs here in Memphis. Also pretty pricey there. But even then, if you compare the prices of houses here and even in the suburbs of Memphis, you buy a lot more house for the amount of money that you're paying compared to other cities in the U.S. I've seen other cities where a 1,500 square feet house is in the upwards of $600,000, $700,000, and like really pricey for the amount of house that you buy. And here, if you look at some of these prices, 414, 3 beds, 2 baths, 2,144 square feet. This one for $689,000. Where it actually says still for sale by owner. Well, let's look at another one here. 705. So this one, 5 beds, 4 baths, 4,779 square feet. Sold for $705. You see, like in other cities in the U.S., like a house this big, you're in the upwards of $2 million, and it's crazy, like how prices here compare to other prices like in the U.S. It's pretty amazing what you can buy here in Memphis and its suburbs. Huge backyard there. So we're still here in Germantown. Let's look at, let me see. So this one is sold for $445, 3 beds, 3 baths, 2,706 square feet. Very nice house. All right, so let's switch this to rent. And let's see what houses are renting for. Let's start off again in downtown and see what we can find downtown. So this one is renting for $2,200 a month, 3 beds, 2 baths. Let's take a quick look at what you're renting here. And again, this is downtown. Convenient to all the urban living things that you can find downtown. Let me see here. All right, so this one is $1,700 a month, 3 beds, 2 baths. So let's look at what you're renting here. Still not bad for $1,700. Let's start going a little bit into Midtown here. So this one is renting at $2,100 a month, 4 beds, 2 baths. This is a pretty big house, 2,300 square feet. So you could see some of the trends here. 1,400, 1,100, 1,400, 1,700, 2,000, 1,300, 1,500. Again, let's go into Cooper Young, which is very popular, and see what these houses are renting for. 1,800, 2,200, 1,300. Let's look at this one, 2,200. So this one has 2 beds, 2 baths, 1,183 square feet. Let's look at some pictures here. Remodeled bathroom, that's good. So this one is $2,700 a month. 3 beds, 2 baths. Let's look at this $1,800 one. So yeah, these are your trends. 1,300, 1,500, 2,000, 1,800. Not too bad for Cooper Young. So let's look at High Point Terrace, which is also really nice houses in this area here. So this one is $1,800 a month, 3 beds, 1 bath. Let's quickly look at some pictures here. Very nice. This one looks really cozy. For $1,800 a month. So your trends are 1,800, 2,000, 2,100, 12. Let me look at this, 1,200. 2 beds, 1 bath. 841 square feet. So this is fairly small. Let's go into this area here, close to Audubon Park. 1,600, 1,500, 1,500, 1,200, 1,300. Let's go into Cordova. And let's look at the renting trends here. 1,400, 1,400, 1,400, 1,300. Well, this one is 1,350 a month. Two beds, 2 baths, not bad. So these are the types of houses that you'll see for rent in these areas here. Let's do Bartlett and see what we can find in Bartlett, which again these are kind of like popular areas that I'm showing you guys. So 1,900, 2,600. This is a big house. 4 beds, 2.5 baths. Let's look at this one. So again, 2,600, 2,000, 1,700. That's kind of like the trend here in Bartlett. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys what the rental market looks like here in Memphis. And as you can see, it's not that bad compared to other cities in the US. I've seen prices just like for a 1-bed, 1-bath. Some people just pay an exuberant amount of money in other cities for that size of rental, which here in Memphis it's really affordable. So the bottom line for housing in Memphis, whether you're renting or you're buying, remains significantly more affordable than the national average. Now let's look at some of what your monthly expenses could look like. Memphis residents pay around $250 per month on a 1,500 square foot home. And you could expect to pay around $325 to $350 on a 2,000 square feet house. So that's 14 to 16% less than the national average. And also these utilities you pay all in one bill. I know there's some parts of the country where they separate the gas, the water, the light in separate bills. Here in Memphis, you have the convenience of paying it all in one bill. Now, there are some suburbs outside of Memphis where, depending on the area, you might have like separate bills for those items. But still, they're not drastically different from what you would pay here in Memphis. Now, let's talk about your groceries. But for this, let's go out and actually go into the stores and take a look at some real-time prices. All right, so let's hit a couple of gasoline stations so we can check out some of the prices. I'm also gonna go to Sam's because that's a membership I have. And we're gonna do Walmart, we're gonna do Kroger, and we're gonna do 2 other stores for groceries, which is a local farmers market and the Whole Foods, just so we can check out some real-time prices. So let's check out this gasoline station. This one starts at $2.35 a gallon. All right, so if you can see here, $2.35. Then the next one up is $3.04, and the super is $3.29. All right, so here is so you can gauge some prices also on gasoline, like on another side of town. So the regular one is at $3.19. The extra one is at $3.79, and the Supreme is at $4.39. All right, let's start with some common household items. The detergent here, so it's at $19.98 for Gain detergent. So we've got Tide at $19.48, and then we have the Members Mark at $15.98. And then for the fabric softener, got it at $9.98. Downy is at $13.98. $10.98 for the Members Mark, which is the cheaper version. $15.98 for laundry detergent, also the Members Mark. So let's look at some pricing here for some meat. Here's some ribeye steaks at $39.98. And this is weighted at 1 pound, almost 2 pounds. So unit price is $22.46 for 1 pound. So beef has gotten out of hand. This one here is at $59.29, and it comes out at 2 pounds, 2.64 pounds at $22.46 a pound for beef. And these beef tenderloins, it's $126.77. So it's 5.77 pounds at $21.97 a pound. Let's look at this cowboy steak here. So it's at $16.98 a pound, and this one is 3.41 pounds at $57.90. And beef skirt here is at $10.98 a pound. So 2.69 pounds is $29.54. So this is flank steak at $11.48 a pound, and this here is 2.46 pounds at $28.24. And let's go ahead and check out some ground beef. So it's $5.47 a pound. So this is 5 pounds at $27.35. And let's look at some chicken here. This is chicken breast at $2.77 per pound. So this pack here is 5.39 pounds at $14.93. So these are chicken thighs, and this is, let me see here, this is priced at $3.48 a pound, and this here is $6.32 pounds, which it's kind of marked down right now. So this is $18.70, $20.70 for 6.78 pounds. And let's look at the drumsticks here. So this is 98 cents per pound. So let's look at some bread here. This is $5.38 for a 2-pack of Wonder Classic White Bread. $5.47 also for 2 packs. $3.78 for Bunny. $3.96 for Classic White 2 packs. $5.48 also 2 packs Sara Lee bread. $4.12. $5.52 for Sara Lee whole wheat. $5.38 for Nature's Own. So let's look at the 1 gallon of milk. $3.78 for a gallon of milk. And let's look at some eggs. So $7.64 for 18 eggs. Well, I'm sorry, this is 24 eggs, cage free, $7.64. And then we've got $5.32 for 18 eggs, which is this pack right here. And then these are some of the cheaper ones at $4.26 for 24 pack. And let's see what these packs of water. So it's 40 bottles of Members Mark purified water for $3.98. So here we're looking at 12 rolls of Bounty hand towels for $38.38. And then we've got the cheaper ones, also the Members Mark, for $20.98. And these are 15 rolls. And then toilet paper is $24.58 for 45 rolls. And then the Charmin toilet paper comes in at $29.98. Scott toilet paper is $30.48. All right, let's take a look at what soft drinks go for. So this is a 35 pack of Dr. Pepper for $17.78. Sprite also comes in at the same, $17.48. Coke comes in at the same, $17.48 for a 35 pack. So let's take a look at some Pampers here. These are $46.48 for 180 diapers. And then Swaddlers size 3, $49.98. Also 180 diapers. And we've got 124 count for $49.98. And then we've got Huggies at $40.98. And let's take a look at some of the wipes here for babies. So these are 896 wipes. So it's a 16 pack for $25.48. Let's look at some toothpaste. So this is a value 5 pack for $9.48. And this one, Crest Pro Health 5 pack also. So this is $13.98. So those are some of the prices that Sam's has to offer. Just so you can guys see some of the real-time prices here in Memphis. So let's head over to Walmart because it's really close, right across the street here from Sam's. And guys, let me know here in the comments and see how these prices that I'm showing you compare to your city. I'm genuinely curious to know if there's like a huge difference or not. All right, so we're at Walmart now. So these are tomatoes at $1.87 per pound. Cucumbers, 76 cents per pound. So lettuce heads are at $2.34 each. Sweet potatoes at 88 cents a pound. Bananas at 50 cents per pound. 83 cents per pound for oranges. It was at 157, but it has a rollback at 83 cents. Ground beef is 46 cents per pound. And these are, let's see here, 2.25 pounds. So $16.57 for this pack. Some beef patties here. They're at $9.73. And this is 1.33 pounds, which is 4 beef patties. This sizzled steak, this is at $10.86 per pound. This is 1.37 pounds at $14.88. So this is $5.77. It's 4.54 pounds at $1.27 a pound. And here we've got some chicken breast at $2.67 a pound. This weighs 4.63 pounds and it's at $12.36. This pack of chicken breasts. So let's look at some bread here. Some hamburger buns at $2.32 for a pack of 8. And then your hot dog buns, $2.77 for a 6 pack. And this is $2.97 ballpark. These are 8 count for hot dog buns. And then a loaf of bread is $2.12 for this brand, Bunny. So this is Sara Lee honey wheat. This is $3.34 for a loaf of bread. And this is the Wonder Classic White at $2.92. So for a 24 pack of Cokes, we're at $13.78. And a 12 pack is $7.88. Okay, so toilet paper, Scott, 24 rolls is at $19.98. And then for the 36 roll, we're at $29.87. And then we've got the generic great value toilet paper. This one comes in at $22.96 for the 36 roll. All right, let's look at some detergent for Tide. This is $24.94, $19.94. Then for the Gain, we've got it at $19.94. This Dawn Platinum is at $5.94. $4.98 for this one. $3.98 is at $12.97. And the Gain softener, it's pretty much the same, $12.97 for Gain. And here we've got some classic Franks for your hot dogs. They're at $1 for, how many come in here? I think 8 hot dogs or wieners. Not bad. And the eggs, these are 12 eggs for $1.97. And the 18 eggs come in at $3.26. So 1 gallon of milk is starting at $2.92. So this one here is $2.72 a gallon of whole milk. All right, let's look at some Pampers here for the kiddos. These are 66 count at $29.97. And then the 80 count are $42.47. These are 76 Pampers for $28.22. And then the Rascals diapers, these are 54 count, yet $19.97. So here it is. All right, guys, that was Walmart prices. Let's head over to a local farmers market where we're gonna see more on the produce side. They have like a lot of variation, and we'll look also at the meat prices there, because I think it's a trend that meat right now is like super expensive everywhere. So let's head out over that way. All right, so let's look at some bananas here. 79 cents per pound. Gala apples for $1.79 per pound. And we've got Fuji apples at $1.69 per pound. We've got some mangoes here at $3.49 each. And we've got some avocados here at $1.39 each. And some fresh papayas, $1.69 a pound. Some honeydew melons at $4.99 each. And also the cantaloupes, $4.99 each. Then some limes are at 49 cents each, or 3 for 99 cents. Then oranges, they are $4.99 a bag. And it's about 5 oranges per bag. So let's look at some onion. This is $1.29 a pound. And then the yellow onion is at 99 cents a pound. Celery, $1.99 a bushel of celery. Let's see how milk compares to the other stores here. A gallon of milk is $6.99 for the 2%, and then $7.79 for the whole milk. Pretty pricey here. $4.99 for a pound of catfish, of skinless catfish. And for a loaf of bread, Sara Lee, here it's $3.69 for a loaf of bread. $3.49 for 8 hamburger buns. See, in here we have $6.99 for tilapia fillets. For salmon, we've got it at $11.99 per pound. And then ground beef. So this pack here is $10.07. And it's 1 pound, well, 1.44 pounds. And it's priced at $7 per pound. And then this T-bone steak, 2 T-bones for $18.58, and it's priced at $11.19 per pound. And this is a fajita, $15.99 per pound. And this is chicken steak. So for this here, it's $6.05, and it's priced at $5.99 per pound. But this one's going to be a little bit pricier because it's already filleted. And then the entire chicken breast. So this one's priced at $5.59 per pound. All right, let's head over to the Whole Foods, which is a store that you'll find a little bit more pricier items, but they're more quality also. Let's go and check it out. All right, so this is the Whole Foods market in Germantown. So let's check out some apples here. These are organic Gala apples at $2.49. And these are the organic Granny Smith apples at $3.49. Honey Crisp at $3.99. Then we've got strawberries at $5.99. And then we've got some limes at 59 cents each. And 89 cents each for lemons. And then tomatoes are at $3.49 a pound. And then Vine on Tomato is $2.29 a pound for these right here. Avocados are at $2.99 each. And then organic sweet potatoes at $2.99 a pound. And then your regular potatoes, russet potatoes, are $1.69 per pound. Sweet onions are at $2.29 per pound. White onions are $2.99 per pound. And bananas are 79 cents per pound. So let's look at some eggs here. These are $14.99 for 12 eggs, and they're organic. So all of these are organic. $11.49. And then we've got some over here at $8.49. And then we have some at $5.99. For a gallon of whole milk, it's at $5.79. And half a gallon is $3.09 for that. And then the reduced fat milk is at $7.59 a gallon. And these are your choice meats here. Bone-in beef ribeye, $25.99 a pound. Then beef skirt steak at $19.99 a pound. And then for some salmon fillet, it's $17.99 per pound. For the Alaska sable fish fillet, $14.99 a pound. And then the Atlantic salmon is $11.99 a pound. For this loaf of bread, which is Nature's Own butter bread, it's $4.69. And then we've got, well, this looks like a smaller loaf of bread. This is $2.49. And we've got some fresh baked bread here, $5.49. And this is 16 ounces there. $6.49. And here are your sweets, $2.25. Get some mini cakes here at $27. And this here was the Whole Foods. Just so you guys can see also a little bit of the prices here. A little bit pricier because you get more premium products and a little bit more quality here. So how does prices here in the suburbs of Memphis, so here I'm in Germantown, how does this compare with y'all's Whole Foods in your neck of the woods? Let me know in the comments. All right, so let's head to the Kroger, which is another popular grocery store in this neck of the woods, and let's compare those prices at Kroger and see how do they compare with the rest of these stores. Let's go check it out. So we've got some tomatoes here on the vine at $2.99 a pound. Mangoes at 2 for $4 or $1.49 each. Avocados are at $2.79 each. And then the weekly deal is at $1.49. And we've got the regular red tomatoes at $2.29 per pound. And bananas are normally at 59 cents per pound, but right now they've got them on a little bit of a reduced price at 55 cents per pound. Sweet potatoes are at 99 cents per pound. Then apples, the Honey Crisp, are at $2.49 per pound, and these are $1.49 per pound. The Granny Smith, they're at $1.79 per pound. And the limes are at 3 for $2. Oranges are at $1.69 per pound. And mustard greens, $1.99 per pound. The parsley, $1.29 a bushel. Cilantro is 89 cents a bushel. And we've got lettuce here at $2.69 per bushel. And we have some ground beef here for $4.99 a pound. And this is 3 pounds here. So this is $46.58 and it's $20 a pound. And for chuck roast, it is $10 a pound for chuck roast. So this piece here is, right now it's reduced to $14.89. And this is 2.13 pounds. So we've got some chicken thighs here. And this is priced at $2 per pound. So this is $12.97 for 6.52 pounds, which is this pack right here. And then the boneless chicken thighs are at $3.99 a pound. Then we've got chicken breasts at $2.79 a pound for a 6.66 pound packet here. So this London broil is at $9.99 per pound. All right, so for the Cheerios giant size, it's $6.99. And then the mini wheats, they're at $6.49. And then your sugar rush cereal here, it's also $6.99. For the Fruity Pebbles, Captain Crunch right now is on sale. It's usually $6.49, but it's at $5.99 for the giant size of Captain Crunch. All right, let's take a look at what some soft drinks look like. So this is a 24 pack of Sprites they're usually $15.99, but right now it's on sale for $14.99. And then let's go over to the popular Coke for a 24 pack. Also usually $15.99. Right now it's priced at $14.99. A 24 pack. And for the 12 pack, they're usually at $10.99, but they have a special here at buy 2 get 2 free. Not bad. So let's look at some dish detergent. So this Dawn Platinum is at $5.49, and the Dawn Ultra is at $6.29. And this one here, also Dawn antibacterial, $6.29. Detergent, Gain detergent is at $19.99. This one here, it's a little bit bigger, is at $21.99. This one here is usually at $24.99 this size, but right now they have it on special at $19.99. And the Downy is at $12.79, and this one here is at $14.99. And then we have this brand here, Suavitel, which is a little bit smaller, $4.49, a little bit bigger at $8.99. I'm going to show you guys a little bit of some food for pets, which I really don't know of because I don't have any pets, but I'm still going to put it in here. It had not occurred to me, but let's check it out. So this is a brand. This is a 14-pound bag, a Bound brand, and this is $27.99 for that. And this one, also by the same brand of a Bound, says large breed. This is $45.99 for 30 pounds of feed for dogs or for your pet. All right, this one here, it's called Nutrish or what's it called? Nutrish. This one is called Nutrish, and this is for adult dogs, large breed. I'm trying to see here. 28 pounds at $45.99. This is by the brand IAMS, I guess. And this is 15 pounds for $29.99. So that's kind of, so you can have a rough idea on the prices of these dog food. So this is Purina. This looks like a huge bag. So this is 44 pounds for $29.99. So if you buy 3 or more with your Kroger card, you pay $27.99 for each bag. All right, and for a gallon of milk, it's $3.19 for whole milk. And for the 2%, also, it's at $3.19. All right, and for the kiddos, Pampers, so these are 58 Pampers or diapers for $29.99. These are Huggies, and these are 92 diapers for $28.49. Huggies also. And then the Pampers brand, so these are 104 diapers for $30.49. So it has a sale here. If you spend $40 on these products, you save $10 with your Kroger card. So whenever you make your move to Memphis and you start shopping at Kroger, make sure to get your Kroger card, because you can save a lot of money on it. So this is 150 diapers for $47.99. And these are Bounty, select the size. This is usually priced at $25.99. And with your card, you can buy them at $23.99. And this is for 6 mega rolls. And then eggs, they're coming in at $4.29 for 12 eggs. And for the organic ones, they're $4.79 for 12. And then the 30 count eggs, they're at $4.89 for 30 eggs. And then on this side, we've got the Simple Truth cage-free large eggs at $3.99 for 12 eggs. For 18 eggs, also organic, these are at $5.49. All right, so this concludes our places to compare prices. And it got dark all of a sudden here in Memphis. Okay, I hope this really gives you a good idea on the prices you should expect to pay for your groceries here in the Memphis suburbs area also. I hope this really brings you some insight, and go ahead and compare it to your neck of the woods and see if there's much difference at all or not. So as you saw, grocery prices might be similar in your neck of the woods. According to some data resources, we're still at 1% cheaper than the national average. And also according to some online sources, for paying for gas, we're still at 10 to 11% lower than the national average. Now, according to Redfin Pay Scale, healthcare is easier on the wallet too. Doctor visits are 22% cheaper and dental are 15% cheaper than the national norm. And services like haircuts and dry cleaning are also 8 to 9% less. So putting it all together, the cost of living in Memphis is about 10 to 14% below the national average. If you're a renter, expect to pay about $4,500 in living expenses a month. And for homeowners, about $7,400 a month in living expenses, which that includes your housing, your groceries, your utilities, your transport, and your healthcare. So here's what to take away. Memphis housing, whether you're buying or renting, is consistently more affordable than other U.S. cities. Everyday living expenses like groceries, utilities, gas, healthcare, they all cost less here. So if you're considering moving to Memphis and the surrounding areas, I'm here to help you find the best fit for your budget and lifestyle. So all of my contact information will be here in the description of this video. You'll find my phone number, email. I'm really easy to get a hold of. And if you also have any questions, go ahead and drop them here in the comments, and I will gladly answer each one of them. Again, thanks for watching. And if you found this video helpful and useful, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Also, if you want to see a tour of Memphis, a deeper dive that I did, go ahead and check out this video right here.